everyone, welcome to Multiversial, a show where a judge chooses a world that's just like ours, but with one key difference to our two master debaters to argue if it's plausible and how. It's like trying to take a knife from a goose. I am your judge today, Jen, aka Bat, aka I don't know, I have so many nicknames at this point. And I've got our two debaters here that I'm going to introduce. We've got the lovely Leia.
Hello.
And the musically inclined Deacon.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome.
I like the little hint of song there for the musically inclined one.
If you've heard our music, Deacon made it.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
You do a good job.
I appreciate
throw
it.
all the affection. Are you two ready for your topic today?
I am ready to always masterfully debate this man.
I have never been more ready in my life.
Okay. All right. Can you live in a world where
No.
all animals, every living non-human, so I don't know, maybe even bugs, but they're a little less scary, right? So all non-humans, when they eat between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m., turn into horrifying monsters.
You have... Okay. Oh, no. We are going to talk about this for a little bit of context here of why she shouldn't be the one to discuss this at all. This woman has not seen Gremlins or Gremlins 2. She does not know what a Mogwai is. She doesn't know about the 80s classic film. And yes, I know I sound like a gatekeeping boomer, but are you freaking kidding me? I have tried to get her to watch it.
Too bad. Now you're living it. Welcome to a world where Yuna would murder us if she ate between midnight and 6 a.m.
First of all, I have a question about why all of your topics either have to deal with plants or animals.
I think after every episode where murder is my first question, we know why. Oh wait, you said with plants or animals. I thought you meant things killing us. I mean,
no, plants or animals. That's all been plants or animals so far.
I don't know. I enjoy those two things a lot.
Yo, I don't even know. Like, there's so much to unpack here because people, like, we usually talk about.
You've got like a half hour to do it.
I know. It's just we usually talk about like how this affects daily life, how this affects politics. Let me tell you, it was 2020 in the year that I lost complete faith in the human species. Because we couldn't tell a good number of people with science, with facts, with everything to wear a goddamn piece of cloth on their face. I can't even imagine the logistical nightmare of just fucking cats turning into tiger monsters leaping through yards and shit because somebody decided they had to feed Mr. Whiskers.
Or Mr. Whiskers ate through a garbage bag to some bread.
Oh my God.
Like a certain feline upstairs.
Like
this is hell.
All the governments of the world come forward and are like, you can't feed your animals after midnight, you know, and they're just like, my body, my choice.
Meanwhile, they're like their pet snake is like literally eating them the whole way.
Well, it's his right as an American.
I'll go out the way I came in, through a snake's gullet. That's what I call mammy's, hoo-ha.
Oh my God.
This is just so bad. All right, let's talk about it. Governance. You'd have your government. We live in America, for people who don't understand this, who maybe took things seriously. But real talk, we'd have half of the people in America, because we're deeply divided on every issue, going, we need to make strict regulations. Regulations hurt this economy. Are you about hurting this economy?
I mean, you're still not even explaining our politics right to people. So our country is comprised of 50 states, and even though we have a federal government, it can't control all the states because they get their own rules.
And this is the only difference. We're implying that this literally is the same world. So, God, if you are watching this and you have survived 2020 and you're in 2021, you know exactly what we're talking. This is so bad, I can't. So nobody could have pets. And people would still do it. You're not allowed to have certain pets in the city.
So you think there would be no pets? You think we'd have to outlaw pets?
I think we'd have to outlaw them, but people would still have them. And God forbid if you ever go camping. Camping is no-go. You cannot go camping.
I was waiting for someone to bring up the outside pets.
I was going to say that I think that pets wouldn't necessarily be outlawed, but because we can keep a closer eye on when an animal eats if it's inside the house. Like we can lock them in the room with us at night. Like we have a little bit more control over like whether or not an animal has food or eats after a certain time if it was inside our home. Now the outside, raccoons would be terrifying.
Yes,
raccoons would be terrifying all the time,
like
forever.
We'd have like folklore about it, right? I tell you, you know what though would just do well in like the entirety of the like stock market and everything. Shock collars. That would be a killing if you got in on the ground up on the day that was invented.
I mean, not wrong.
I know I'm not. That's why I brought it up, sweetie. That is like the peak. Everyone would have that. There would be no... God, could you imagine the animal activists here? The PETA of this universe? It would be like, they're already so dumb. They're already so dumb. This would be so bad. You should be able to feed your animals whenever they desire. It's cruel. And it'd be like, well, Chastity, or whatever the stupid fuck your name is. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Your cat literally grows. This is like werewolf shit. It's lycanthropy. They grow like what? Like 10 times their size and become monsters?
I don't know, Leia. As you illustrate, I didn't see the movie, but I guess in this world, yeah, I imagine like Hunk and Wrecktown.
In the movie, they don't. They just turn into these little green things, but they're chaos.
Alright, well, I don't imagine like Godzilla size. I imagine like, yeah, maybe from like medium dog to large dog. Like, I don't imagine they're like kaijus.
First of all, hang on.
How did this even happen?
I do want to say, first of all, if there are any chastities listening, hashtag not all chastities.
We're gonna get a bunch of comments now. Everybody's gonna be like, press F in the chat for chastity.
All the chastities like this comment so we can show them how many chastities there are.
But going back to the whole PETA thing, it would definitely be like the whole like how there would be like the whole like, oh, you should be able to feed your animal whenever you want to. I think it's cruel to like, oh my god, it would be wild. It
is like, and you can't even like sugarcoat that's realistic, right? Let's talk about it for a second. We have to explain to people in 2021 that the Earth is in fact round.
I mean, that's true.
But the flag's on the moon, Leia.
The flags? Could you imagine the scientists basically having to do the PSA for this? Yo, seriously, don't feed them after midnight, you dick shits. And like, is this a universal time?
Yeah, it's all living things.
No, but we have different time zones.
Oh yeah, I guess it'd have to be, there'd be a GMT standard. So I guess
there has to be a GMT
for everyone. I didn't think unless. Actually, no, you know what? Because when I thought about 12 to 6, I thought about dawn. So I think it would be depending on when you're, like,
so at
midnight
nighttime.
and dawn. Right, exactly. It'd be whenever the sun's not there. So I guess it's
okay.
I made the midnight comparison because I was thinking about those movies and I knew that you would yell at me and it's hilarious and cute. But
I do not know why everybody needs to get an illicit reaction out of me, but here we are. All right, so I think, like, early on, let's just talk about the world, right?
Sure, yeah, that's the point.
How is dating at this point? Because I could not... You know how, like, people... Okay, so this is a real-world thing. Apparently, conservatives in Washington, D.C. have not been able to find dates when they ran the Trump administration because they were so universally hated by women. Right? That is going to happen with these these people who are like the pet people, right? Could you imagine like the dating scene? Like, you have pets? Fuck you.
They'd have like, no, what they do, it would just be like, when like women have to feign not being interested, they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I have allergies. Oh no. Only we could be together.
I have allergies against being mauled in my sleep. And my jugular ripped out because they were feeling kind of noshy.
But I mean, on the plus side, it would in some ways, you know, if that were a thing, if like it would have a stigma if you were like hanging out with an animal or whatever in your dating profile, it would help the straights because it'd be no more men with fish pictures.
You're not wrong. We found the one upside. Dating would be pretty easier just for like drawn in there.
But could you imagine? Just imagine with me for a minute that you're like, you know how like some cops patrol at night?
Yeah.
How terrifying that fucking job would be. You're just cruising through a suburb and like there's a massive monstrous like raccoon. Just
no, not a raccoon, a bunch of raccoons.
Oh my god, because you're right, they travel in packs.
There's never just one raccoon. There's always a bunch.
The thing my dad built because he was sick of the raccoons eating trash would be brilliant. He could make money off of that invention.
Yeah, my father-in-law would be a billionaire from that idea alone. Just, you know, be like, keep your trash safe at night from the raccoon scourge.
He basically made a mini house dumpster. A trash container for the house.
But also,
now the images in my head of them attacking it, like purposely trying to get in.
Also, like, so I don't know if you know this, but here we have this cryptid called not deer.
Is it not a deer?
So they look like deer, but they sort of have like this glazed over look in their eyes, and their teeth are sharp, and they like
so they're
like
stone deers,
like almost like zombified. It's really scary. But like deer would be terrifying. I'm already scared of deer because of not deer. Like deer would be so scary. All of your cattle would be terrifying because like they just eat whenever they want.
Yeah,
like
no,
cows, sheep.
You'd have to straight up muzzle all the livestock
at a specific time every night.
That farming's hard enough as it is, right?
I was about to say, we've created another world where our agriculture is like a terrifying job.
And you know what? Like the criminal element of this, right? Imagine you get the people who are like really dangerous and they think, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna like get this attack. You know how like some people will train a dog to be like an attack dog? Could you imagine a person that figured out how to train that shit even when they're like that? They'd be unstoppable in the criminal world.
I mean,
forget guns. You have little Miss Muffin coming in there ripping the throats out of everybody.
It used to be a Shih Tzu.
And yeah, exactly. It used to be a Shih Tzu, and it ain't messing around. That shit's crazy.
Someone breaks in your house, you feed Fluffy and kick him out the door real quick and be like...
It's like those people in like zombie apocalypses that keep zombies as pets.
Which always unnerved me, by the way. The ones that were like, let's take photos with them.
Because, you know, they're keeping old family... Not to get off topic, but they're keeping old family members.
All right, real talk. Dating at night would be, like, non-existent. Everybody would be brunching.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Like, you could not catch me outside after, like... And daylight savings? Fuck that shit.
Oh, my God. Like, think about like all the nocturnal animals anyway. Owls would be even scarier.
Oh my God.
Even scarier.
Have you ever seen an owl, by the way? They are terrifying. They swoop down like little devils in the sky. And when they eat something, they just scarf it down. And then they spit up its bones in this weird egg thing.
Do you think we'd have like dome cities where animals are just like, there's just nightly checks to make sure there's no animals running around?
The rat population in New York City would have to go.
God.
Littering would be an offense.
Maybe done something about the rat problem.
Yeah. Let's just talk about like this. Literally, littering would be punishable by death.
Oh yeah, hanged from the neck until dead.
Nobody would have any patience for that.
Absolutely not. I mean, we would have to figure out some sort of solution for like dumping food waste.
And then
because...
like imagine commercial trade, right? You're sailing cargo and then a giant fucking squid just comes out of there or fish. I just thought of that. And then birds are attacking planes.
Scary.
Oh my god, this would be hell. You'd have to have like blast shields on your fucking cargo.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you. The things that are in the ocean, like, can already be terrifying.
Yeah, 100%.
Think about how much scarier anglerfish would be.
You don't have to. They're already terrifying, and I love them.
Like, that would be the scariest shit. Oh my god.
Fine.
This is not fine.
I would actually be terrified of the ocean.
I'm already terrified of the ocean. That just does not quell that. That amplifies it.
I'm mostly okay